Today on the VR station, Doom 3 BFG VR fully possessed. Let's get right to it. The gameplay of Doom 3 VR is a full virtual reality experience. Whereas the previous game I've reviewed, GZ Doom VR, is a great time, it's very much a seated experience, which while it's great for those nights when you're a bit tired and don't fancy room scale, sometimes you need more immersion. Doom 3 VR has full motion controls. Bear in mind I'm reviewing this on the Vive, so I'm using room scale and the One controllers. I can't really comment on how it plays on Rift, though I can assume it'll be somewhat similar. The motion controls here are brilliant. With a flashlight in one hand and a weapon in the other, you're ready to take on the armies of darkness. The shooting feels very responsive, and most of all it's incredibly fun. Being in a tight situation with demons, you never feel like you're hindered in any way. You have full control over the task at hand, and if you end up dying, it's because you're lacking accuracy. Taking on shotgun sergeants and other enemies is a blast. At times it takes on a sort of like Time Crisis vibe, minus the restrictions of course, with you ducking behind cover, peeking out to get your shots off. I know a lot of people like their manual reloads in VR, with you taking out the clips yourself and putting them back in, but unfortunately this isn't implemented. Instead you have a simple reload button. I don't mind this so much myself, as there's some quite stressful and panic-filled situations throughout the game, and if I had to manually reload, I would no doubt meet my demise more often than not. I would have liked the ability to use two hands for two-handed weapons, such as the machine gun or the shotgun, but still, that would just be an added bonus for me. The game allows for multiple types of movement options. You can blink teleport, use a sort of rush teleport where you pick a spot to move to, and then your player will run to that location, and finally you can use free locomotion, which is the way I played the game. This is great as you can tailor the experience to suit your VR needs. I thankfully have no problems with motion sickness, so I much prefer free locomotion, but it's very useful to have a few different teleportation options for those who haven't got the VR legs yet. The customization for movement player options is quite extensive, allowing you to change your movement speed, how your hands appear in the game, etc. This is the work of a team who really want to give the user freedom to play how they wish. I personally go for the hands weapons showing, as it's what I'm used to from other VR experiences. But there are options just for weapons to show, among other things. One being the option to show your full body, which allows for some quite funny moments, especially when you find a mirror in the game. Gameplay translates really well from how the game was originally played. It works much better as a full VR room scale experience than say classic Doom would, mainly down to it being a slower type of FPS. If classic Doom had full motion controls and room scale, I don't think I'd be able to handle the super fast speed Doom guy runs around at, and it would hinder the game as it's essential to move around quick in order to survive. Some people may still have a minor problem with Doom 3 VR though, if they use free locomotion and can't handle slightly faster movement speeds, since you do still need to get around at somewhat of a decent pace. Thankfully though, you can use the teleportation system alongside the free locomotion, so that resolves that problem. A couple of really neat additions are the ability to use your hands to interact with the touchscreens in game, and you can also use your voice to talk to characters, though you can just grunt at them and get a response. It's still a great bonus and just adds an extra level of immersion. The touchscreens can be a bit of a pain in the arse at times though, most notably when you use the moving lift platform. I had quite a stressful time with it. Like you'd hit the forward button and it would go backwards, or it would just play a sound and not move. Thankfully this only makes up a small part of the game, so it's not too bad. Moving on to graphics, the game looks wonderful in VR. I've went with the base textures and no mods for the purpose of this review, as I want to evaluate the base experience. So yes, the game still looks great, though textures may appear a little muddy in the video, but while playing, I didn't really find it to be that noticeable. What really shines here, no pun intended, is the lighting. Doom 3 had phenomenal lighting for its time, and it's really held up well. It creates an incredibly dark, intimidating and terrifying atmosphere, and is one of my favourite horror experiences so far in VR. The use of real-time shadows is sublime and makes me want more games from around this year on VR, Fear to be precise. Enemy models, though quite low in poly count compared to Neo games, still manage to convey terror and a grotesque vision into hell itself. There's enough enemy variation here to keep you on your toes throughout the game, and it never really gets stale. You're always bumping into new horrific hell spawn, and they're all well designed and masterfully modelled, especially considering the age of the game. In terms of performance, the game runs great. Even with some super sampling turned on, I didn't notice any reprojection, hitches or crashes throughout my long playthrough. Whereas previous Doom games went with heavy metal during gameplay, Doom 3 takes a more realistic approach, going for a deeper, ambient and immersive soundscape instead. This really gets across the fact that ID went for more of a horror tone for this installment. Ambient sounds are tremendous and create a sense of dread and isolation throughout the entire experience. Gun sounds feel heavy and metallic, and definitely add a lot when it comes to making gunplay feel satisfying. The shrieks and growls of demons can be quite ghastly and alarming. A few times during my playthrough I leapt back as a demon came out of nowhere to scare me half to death. The game's sound is definitely not for the faint of heart. So, to summarise, Doom 3 BFG VR fully possessed, Christ that's a long name, is fantastic. It's no doubt the most cohesive, fun and engaging VR experience I've had so far, mainly due to the tight gameplay, unreal sound design and, to be honest, the length. A lot of VR experiences are shorter or not big on location variation. You get to play through the whole of Doom 3 here, which in and of itself is a great game to play, even not in VR. Adding that extra immersion has put this game high on my list of favourite games of all time. I hope to see more lengthy VR games like this in future. The only real negatives I found while playing the game is the annoying lift section, and this is down to the touchscreen bugging out. And also that sometimes when you die, your save game will be grayed out, meaning you have to restart the game in order to load again. This is only a minor annoyance though. I should also add that the game can be picked up for real cheap, whether it's from Steam or a key site if you're that way inclined. I'd highly recommend that you pick this game up, install the mod and prepare yourself for one of the most frightening and overall fun VR experiences you can have. So once again, thanks for watching the VR station here at Smash TV. If you liked it, you may want to hit the like button, subscribe if you'd be asked. See you next time.